Hi there, welcome to my views and news exclusive information for you from an Ethiopian region. This piece of information is about Eritrea, Ethiopia tensions. I received this piece of information a few days ago. I was working on it, and now I have got confirmation. That is why I'm making this video. I don't think anyone reported about it because what happened in that region was not covered by any official, non official, government, private news source. Coverage of the program was not allowed. I'm talking about the Afar region of Ethiopia. What happened there? Uh, the event which I'm going to talk about was conducted a few days ago, you can say at the end of last week. Before having a detailed look at what happened and what are the ramifications and consequences of this new development on Eritrea-Ethiopia relations, we know what is happening in Afar. I did a video on that. I did a detailed video on Afar 48 hours ago. I would request you to watch that video if you're interested in knowing what is happening in Afar. Title of the video is Afar region going to become a new battleground? And in that video, I spoke in detail about the players, different players which are operating in the Afar region. I talked about the issues faced by the Afar people too. By the way, hopefully we'll have a live chat today. Today is Friday, and on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have 3 live chats a week. And today we'll focus on Eritrea Ethiopia relations and activities of Eritrean opposition groups on Ethiopian soil. Afar, we know, is now the center of the activities of different groups. Eritrean opposition is one of them. Eritrean Afar National Congress, Red Sea Afar Democratic Organization, Brigade Nehamadu. At least 3 Eritrean opposition groups are being hosted. They are being made to establish their bases in the far region of Ethiopia. Ethiopian intelligence agencies, Ethiopian military backing them. Secondly, uh, Eritrean government. We don't have any verified information, but Eritrean government will definitely try to penetrate a far region of Ethiopia. How, when, let's wait, and if we get verified information, I'll share with you. Thirdly, Ethiopian government. While Ethiopian government is backing Eritrean opposition groups on the one hand, on the other hand, Ethiopian government is going to strengthen its military presence in Afar. I hinted at that in the last video that Ethiopian government, that you will see weaponization of Afar. I use the term weaponization. I said you'll see more recruitments, trainings, arrival of forces, establishment of military bases, deployment of weapons in Afar region. Uh, Last week, Ethiopian National Defense Force held a major gathering in Afar, reportedly. I don't think Ethiopian National Defense Force announced it publicly. The the gathering was held in Samra, Afar region. And Samra is the place where EANC, Eritrean Afar National Congress, inaugurated its headquarters. Ethiopian National Defense Force program was attended by senior ENDF officers, firstly, veterans, retired senior officers, local tribal elders, and some Eritrean opposition groups too, reportedly. People were paid, reportedly, to attend this gathering. Veterans who were invited to attend the program, they were paid. Uh, Tens of thousands of bears were given to these people to come to the program. It means that preparation for this program was carried out long before the actual organizing of the program. What was discussed at this gathering? What is Ethiopian National Defense Force planning in Afar region? Well, the information which we have received from the area from summarize that Ethiopian National Defense Force wants to use civilians, wants to use veterans, wants to use retired soldiers and fighters to be remobilized, and they want to use them to mobilize people, to mobilize local Afar community, to create a narrative in the Afar region that people of Afar should unite, they should strengthen themselves, and they should gain access to see their brothers in Eritrea are suffering. And these Afars of Ethiopia must help their brothers in Eritrea. And the brothers of Eritrea are coming from Europe to, from America to, they're coming to Ethiopia. They're ready to risk their lives to help the Afars of Eritrea. That is why Afars of Ethiopia should also support the Afars of Eritrea through becoming part of the activities being launched by the Ethiopian National Defense Force in the Afar region. Now, for me, it is not surprising. I told you the video I made was purely analytical. Now, the content of the video is being corroborated by developments on the ground, that it's not just a rhetoric. It's not an empty rhetoric that Ethiopian government is backing Eritrean opposition groups. No, things are happening practically on the ground. Ethiopian government is not only backing Eritrean opposition groups, but also mobilizing Afars of Ethiopia too. Now, what will Afars of Ethiopia do? Ruling party in Afar is backed by Ethiopian PM Abiy Awul. The Afar regional president has been an ally of the Prime Minister of Ethiopia's government in the fight against Tigray fighters. And Awul Arba was an ally of Eritreans too during the war on Tigray. Eritreans operated in the Afar region of Ethiopia. What should Afar people do? It's up to them to decide. Should they buy this narrative that they should unite now and jointly gain access to sea? Should they distance themselves from the activities, from the narratives being launched by the Ethiopian federal government? It's up to the Afar people to decide. Why is the Afar diaspora silent when such major developments are happening in the Afar region? Afar diaspora, Afar parties, Afar opposition are nowhere to be seen. Definitely Afar region is going to be a battleground if new Eritrea Ethiopia war breaks out. Why? Because if any war breaks out, definitely Afar region will be the base for Ethiopian military. If war breaks out, Abiy would like to use the narrative of sea access. He would say that Ethiopia wants access to sea. Assam was part of Ethiopia. And for that, Afar matters a lot, because through Afar, Ethiopia can enter Eritrean territory to move towards Assam port. This is the situation in Afar. 3 to 4 days ago, some news sources reported that they had confirmed arrival of new fighter jets and bombers and drones at Samra International Airport. Uh, I think mentioned that in a video too, but I said we were confirming it. So I wouldn't be surprised if I come to know that Ethiopian military is deploying more weapons, more military assets to the Afar region. You could see establishment of more military bases as well. Money is being spent when you invite hundreds of people to a gathering in somewhere and you pay them tens of thousands of birds to each of them. It means that Ethiopian government is giving all these funds to the Ethiopian National Defense Force. ENDF definitely would need money for any new war campaign, money to form a public narrative, money to train more youths, money to train local militias, money to buy more weapons. So while aid for the people of Ethiopia, food aid is being cut off by USAID and World Food Program, if Ethiopia Eritrea tensions continue, you'll see more money spent on defense than on development, than on delivery of food to the people of Ethiopia. Thanks for watching.